Hello, good evening, one and all, and thank you for joining today's session, today's day of Entre-Summit. So, I want to welcome you all and the people who have been joining us from the past two events, that is Industry Expo 2K20 and also Industry Connect, which we did. This is our third event, which we are hosting with successful entrepreneurs from industries such as EdTech, healthcare. So, today we have a speaker with us, and his name is Utkarsh Bagri. So he is belonging to the EdTech line, and the startup which he founded is Pariksha. So like telling you a bit about Pariksha. So Pariksha is India's largest vernacular test prep app that helps like students to crack like government exams, and it has a million over downloads on Play Store. So today we have Utkarsh here with us, who is there to guide you towards the path you need to follow in order to establish your own startup in the edtech line. So I'll quickly like take Utkarsh in the stream and let him introduce himself to all of you. Hello Utkarsh, thank you for joining, and it's a pleasure to have you. Today we are going to have an amazing conversation, and also the content which you are going to cover, it's going to help a lot of other students. So over to you.
Thanks, Omkar. Uh, Hi guys, I am Utkarsh. I hope you are able to see my screen. So just for the introduction's sake, I graduated from IIT Kanpur with a degree in chemical engineering in 2015, and I started Pariksha right away from the college. For the beginners who don't know what Pariksha is, we are a vernacular test prep application which is available in more than 6 languages. With more than 3 million downloads, we are helping students across 10 states to prepare for state government exams in language of their choice. Till date, we have raised $3 million in funding, and we will be looking for expansion in next 1 year. So to start with, I will initially tell you what my journey has been, and then we can talk more about what the yeah. So starting with my journey, we will then talk about what Pariksha is and where are we right now, and then we can talk about the edtech industry per se, and then what have been my learnings with the startup. So I started right away from the dorm rooms of IIT Kanpur. Right in my second year, I started applying in B plan competitions across the nation, starting from IIM Ahmedabad, then IIT Kanpur, then IIT BHU. So from the second year onwards, I started applying, and we won a couple of competitions in IIM Ahmedabad and in IIT Kanpur itself, and that gave me a pretty much confidence on what I can do as an entrepreneur. So we started building a few community platforms right away in the college, and we launched Pariksha as a placement preparation platform for fourth year undergrads to help them prepare for their campus placements. We got a great response in the IIT Kanpur itself. While you are in college, you get a lot many things wherein as a student entrepreneur, you get your initial audience of your batchmates, of your alumni network as your first time users, and the iterations done during the campus days help a lot, because that is the time when you can actually see the users in front of your eyes using your application, and that iteration loop is something which is very critical in the initial days of any of these startups. So after I graduated from IIT Kanpur, we thought of expanding it to more colleges. So we opened up the platform for other IITs, NITs, and other premier engineering colleges across India. So as a platform on Pariksha, we were helping students to take mock placement tests and prepare for interviews on the application. So by the end of 2017, we also started conducting offline training sessions at the colleges. By end of 2017, we had more than 270 colleges across India who were using Pariksha's platform to help their students prepare for the final year placements. But that was the time when we realized that we have hit a glass ceiling. So although there were more than 1,000 engineering colleges across India, but only 300 of the colleges were actually able to successfully conduct their campus placements during the whole 2017 season. So and like most of those colleges were already on board, and that is when we realized that our growth has saturated. At the same time, I was attending a marriage ceremony at one of my native places in MP called District Satna, and the surprising thing at that marriage ceremony was that every other guy was talking about a particular exam called Patwari. So for me, being someone who has prepared for JEE, who has cracked JEE, for me, JEE was supposed to be the toughest exam, the largest exam of the world. And here I was at a tier 3 city wherein every other guy is talking about a particular exam, and that came as a surprise to me. When I researched more about that particular exam, I got to know that there were more than 1.1 million aspirants who took this exam, and the available seats for selection was 9,000. So this was exactly these were the exact numbers when I took JEE, and the selection ratio of JEE and this Patwari exam was exactly the same. When I researched more about the other exams, I got to know that just in MP there are 36 lakh aspirants who take these state government exams every year. So 36 lakh aspirants, to put in into perspective, it is basically JEE, GATE, NEET, CLAT, CAT all combined, and you'll reach 36 lakh aspirants nationally. But you have these number of aspirants just for the state of MP. And taking, like, when I researched more about these exams, I got to know that on a national level there are more than 7.5 million 75 million aspirants, which is 7.5 crore aspirants across the nation, which is what thrice the population of Australia. So this was something which excited me, and we launched a pilot called Entre-Pariksha in August 2018. In just 3 months, we got 1 lakh downloads, and that is the point when we realized that this is the moment to pivot from engineering colleges to the B2C large bottom of the pyramid market. So what exactly is Pariksha, or who do we cater to right now? So we are catering to 75 government job aspirants who are looking for government jobs within their states. So for someone who is at a tier 3 or a tier 4 city in any of these states, for them these government exams provide them a sense of pride. It is a matter of prestige if you become a constable in any state police force. But you would have never heard about coaching institutes like Time or the Allens of the world, who are helping these guys to prepare for their government job exams. So the biggest problem what we identified there was the problem of affordability and accessibility. So if you talk about the Bharat, which is very different from the India which we see, they don't have access to test prep, and if they have, that is not affordable to most of the guys. So 90% of these aspirants prepare on their own at their home without any support, and that is the problem which Pariksha decided to solve in 2018. So let me give you a user persona of what Pariksha, like to whom Pariksha is catering to, and how it is different from the whole EdTech which we see these days. So you have national jobs and you have state jobs, state government jobs. So in the national jobs segment, you will see students who are coming from tier 1 and tier 2 cities, who are quite urban, who are very fluent in English, who don't care much about the price of the preparatory course. They are well versed with these online exams. They have good access to test scripts, be it an offline coaching institute or the likes of Byju's or Unacademies of the world. These students primarily take these STEM courses, and they aspire, in terms of national jobs, they aspire to crack UPSC, SSC, banking, PO, etc. At the same time, you have 75 million applicants who range from the age of 18 to 41, come from a rural background. They don't speak or understand English. For them, vernacular is the only language in which they can communicate and which they can easily understand. They are very price sensitive in nature. They have recently come into the whole online exam ecosystem. They have poor access to test prep. Most of them come from a non-STEM bachelor degree, and they have tendency to not go out of their states just because of the language barrier which they have. So that's why they prefer to take state government jobs like constable, clerk, and teacher, etc. So to give you a perspective on what the whole EdTech landscape is, let's first understand the kind of applications or the kind of companies which are operating into the EdTech domain. And let's firstly try to distribute the whole spectrum in terms of ages. So you have one segment which is a play school or a pre-nursery kind of a segment, wherein you have an age group of less than 5. Then you have 5 to 11-year companies for kids who are between 5 to 11 years. Then between 11 to 18 years, which is basically your K-12 segment. Then from 18 to 22, which is your college going segment. Then 22 to 25, which is a segment between your college degree and a professional life. And then you have 25 plus segment, wherein you take care of the lifelong learning companies. So let's try to first understand the whole landscape. If I have to chunk the whole market down into few pieces, then for the first segregation which I'll do is between formal education and informal education. So by formal education, I mean that all these segments which are regulated by the government. So in informal segments, you can categorize the segment into two parts. One is K-12, which is kindergarten to class 12 segment, and then you have college, which is UG and PG. So all these segments are primarily regulated by the government, and the constraint here is you can't have a company which is for profit and comes under the whole formal education system. So you will see that there are only two sorts of business models which exist. One is B2B business model, and then you have B2B2C business model. So because companies can't cater directly, for-profit companies can't cater directly to the end users. That's why either they cater to schools or colleges. So this whole slide is directly taken from Bloom's report, and with every segment, you have our total market size written over there. So for K-12 schools, you have companies like Educom Smart Classes, which cater directly to schools. Then for colleges, you have Leverage Edu and Turnitin kind of companies who are catering to colleges for submission of assignments, for plagiarism check, for taking the assessments. And then you have B2B2C companies like Exceed for schools, and then No Paper Forms and iClicker for colleges. Then coming to a bigger segment, which is of informal education. So by informal education, I mean that these companies can directly cater to the customers, as well as can operate for a profit. So therein you can classify the whole market landscape into 4 classifications depending on the business model. So one is B2B, one is B2B, then you have B2B2C, then you have marketplaces and aggregators, and then companies who are directly catering to the customers. So you have in preschool segment, you have ProEVs as a major player, and in preschool B2C segment, you have Flintobox, which is basically a fun learning tool for subscription-based fun learning tool for kids. Then in K-12 segment, you'll have Class Plus, which is a major player in terms of a SaaS platform for coaching institutes. You have aggregators like Merit Nation, who cater to K-12 and test prep, which primarily deals with school to college going students. So before going ahead, I would like to explain you more about these segments and how these segments have been made. So preschool is again less than 5. K-12 schools and test prep school to college is basically for students between the age of 5 and 18. So in that you have K-12 segment, which primarily deals with offline tuitions or offline tutorials for students to prepare for their class exams or year-end exams. And then you have companies who primarily cater to these entrance exams for colleges. So entrance exams like JEE, CLAT, NEET, and all the other exams pertaining to different college entrance at UG level. So on B2B side, as I explained you, for coaching institutes, you have Class Plus, which has a SaaS-based model. Then on B2C side, you'll have unicorns like Byju's and an academy, and you'll have you'll have companies like Doubtnut, Vedantu, Mastery, and Leverage Edu actually fighting for the whole market in this segment. Then again, in colleges, UG and PG, since it is very regulated, you don't have any you don't have much startups coming into that picture. And once the student is graduate, then you have a different test prep segment, which primarily deals with jobs and the entrance exams for PGs. So in that segment, Pariksha is there as an aggregator or a curated marketplace. Then you have an academy and Pesto. Pesto is a startup which primarily deals with skill training or skill impartment for entry-level jobs in software industry, which primarily deals with income sharing agreement. And then you have continuous learning and employment companies like InterviewBit, Coursera, Simply Learn, Udemy, Exec Online, and everything. So the idea of explaining this landscape was to tell you about what kind of companies are there.
Utkarsh, can you go a little slow? I got a comment that it's going too fast. Just go a
Okay,
little slow.
okay, fine. So yeah. So the idea of providing you with this landscape was to give you an introduction of the kind of edtech companies which are coming up, and to give you a sense of what all these companies are doing and what kind of scape or niche you can gather to start up with. So I would also like you to explain you the top players in Indian market in terms of valuation. As I have explained you about Byju's, which currently is the world's most valuable tech startup, it primarily deals with K-12 segments and test prep for the school to college going students, as well as for government jobs and IIT and IIM entrances. The global comparison of Byju's can be done with Yuan Fudao. This is a Chinese company which primarily deals in K-12 and test prep domain. Then you have an academy, which is again the India's second most valued startup. An academy primarily deals in online test prep for government job entrances, and has since expanded into test prep for all the other Indian competitive exams. Again, you have the same global parallel of Yuan Fudao. Then you have Eruditus, which primarily provides online courses for executive education by partnering with global universities. So what Eruditus does is basically they partner with uh, global leading colleges like Ivy League colleges or HBS or Stanford, and they launch an executive program in collaboration with them, and you can right away take their courses from your home itself. So that's Eruditus for you. The global comparison or the global parallel can be made with To You, which again does the exact same thing, and is currently the second largest, second most valuable startup in the world. And then you have Vedantu, which provides online test prep for competitive entrance exams, and primarily deals with the K-12 segment. So again, in that comparison, where Pariksha stands right now is our focus is quite different from most of the edtech companies out there. We operate in a vernacular domain wherein we cater to students who don't primarily use English as a language for instruction during their whole preparation cycle. As Pariksha, we are providing more than 140 exams for test series for more than 140 exam, video courses for 15 exams, and live courses for 7 exams. We have national presence across 14 states and 7 languages. And again, as a curated marketplace, we partner with the best coaching institute out there for a particular exam, and take their content online, just like To You or Eruditus. So this is something which my learning has been during my whole 7-8 years of startup journey. So since most of you guys are from college, I'll explain you what are the advantages of starting right out of college. firstly, while you are in college, you have a very captive audience of your peers. You have a lot many students which are in touch with you and can become your future co-founders. So startup is just like marriage. Startup in startup you are committing for a long time. So again, it has been more than 8 years for me since I started up. So as soon as you decide to start up, you are committing to your co-founders. You will end up spending twice the time with your co-founder as compared to your spouse. So like just you as you date before your marriage, you have to start dating right in the college days for the co-founders as well. Spend as much time as possible with your co-founders before you actually commit to start a company with him, because again, if you can't bear him for let's say 1 hour, it would be very difficult for you to bear him for like rest of your life. So in startup you get a lot many options to date. At the same time, you get a lot many options to choose from while you are in college, for your like for someone to be your co-founder. The the other great thing about the college is you can network a lot. You again, for any startup to be successful, you have to take any possible help which you can get. So while you are in college, network as much as you can. Talk to people wherever you go. You don't know when someone can come handy. Talk to your juniors, talk to your seniors, talk to your alumnus, talk to everyone you can, because startup is all about serendipity. You don't know when you will need what, and that is when most of your batchmates or most of your connections during college days will come very handy. So network a lot. And again, I identified the market in which we are operating while attending a marriage ceremony. I was talking to a lot of people, and every other guy was talking about a particular exam. That is how I identified my market in which I'm operating right now. So network as much as possible. You will find networking going a long way in your whole startup journey. And last but not the least, be very iterative. So I was never right in my first go. So whenever I decide that this is something which I have to do, uh, uh, I'm not always right, or most of the time I'm not right on my first go. But what I'm very sure of is I'm right in my. I will make everything right in my third or the fourth attempt, and that is how all the startups have been made. That is how everything works. If you think that whatever you have thought will work in the first go, then you're God. So everyone has done some mistakes, and iteration is the only thing which can help you improve in your whole startup journey, or let's say in the life. So my success mantra have been success abhi nahi to kabhi to milegi. And yeah, that's all about it. One more thing which I have identified while doing the whole pariksha bit was apply to competitions. So you will hear it a lot that competitions take a lot of time. Competitions are not actually worthy enough to spend your time on. But what I have understood in my startup journey is, as soon as you start writing it down, as soon you start penning the whole things down, you get more clarity. When you pitch to n number of people, you get more clarity, and that is when your ideas get refined. So initially while you're in college, apply for B-plan competitions of top university, what I would recommend is B-plan competition of IIT Bombay, B-plan competition of BITS Pilani. These are the two competitions which have a very good set of mentors. At the same time, they give you an idea of what is going around in the world, how your idea can be refined, and the first set of iterations will be done in during those days. And once you are out of college, I would recommend you to fill up the forms of YC. YC is Y Combinator, and while you are filling up the forms of Y Combinator, you will come up with more ideas. You will refine your own idea while you're penning it down. They have such kind of questions uh, which makes you think about what can go wrong, and how things operate. So don't apply for winning the competition. Apply just to get more clarity. Apply to network. And once you have applied for 3 or 4 competitions, you will get clarity. You will get a right set of mentors, and that is how you can actually start right away from your college. Yeah. So that's all from my side. I would like to have questions if you guys have any. Omkar, how should we proceed?
Yeah, so we'll wait for questions. Okay, so till then, yeah, so till then, what we'll do is, like I'll ask you one question. Okay, till then.
Sure.
Okay, so if you were given to summarize your whole journey from starting Pariksha to right now, like how would you summarize it? Like in just in few words, like how it has been for you as a
Uh,
founder.
Again, it has been a roller coaster ride. So there was a time when we did not have enough money to pay to our employees, and I think at that point in time that was the lowest point for me in my life. Uh, but again, at that time, my father called me and he just said that he's an engineer in one of the dams in MP. So he just said that once he was responsible for the whole uh, operations of the dams of the Indra Sagar dam, gates of the Indra Sagar dam, and due to some reason he was unable to open the gates at the right time, and that made the whole powerhouse sink. So he told me that हमने 16,000 करोड़ का पावर हाउस डुबा दिया था, and you are just not able to pay the salaries for this month, so that's no bigger deal. And I think that thing has helped me a lot in my whole journey, that uh, you will eventually make mistakes. Like there has been no one who has not made mistakes. So during the startup, you don't know everything, and this is the time to gain experience of a lot many things. So you will make mistakes. You will come at a point wherein you don't know what to do, but just choose a path and go ahead, and this will take you a long way. So just don't be afraid of making mistakes, because everyone has made one, and you don't know how big mistakes have been made in the whole history. So make mistakes, just ensure that you don't repeat those mistakes again, because these mistakes are very costly. And once you understand, or you get a feel that yeah, mistakes are the part of the whole journey, you'll start coping up, and you won't take it to your heart, and that is something which is very important when you are starting up.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, being from an EdTech startup here as well, that motivation or that advice would help me. So thank you for summarizing up in a very good way. So the next thing is the next question I have for you is like uh, initially when you started, like did you ever thought that you could build such a like edtech startup like Pariksha? Like when you were in school, okay, did you ever aspire to like create something better in the edtech space, or was it like when you entered college?
Uh, EdTech was not something which has always been there in my mind. For me, what actually motivates me or keeps me running is creating products which can impact lives. So, be it EdTech or be it anything else. For me, the excitement is about seeing 1 lakh live users in Pariksha's app. So that is something which keeps me going. If you are impacting lives of 1 lakh every day, then you can have a good sleep at night.
Yeah, definitely. If you're impacting lives, yeah, I agree with you on that point. So yeah, I think there are no questions. So guys, if you have any questions, you can interact with Utkarsh is here with us. If you are willing to start your own startup in edtech space, please type out your questions. We are here to help you. And till then, like what I was telling is like when I started with my edtech startup as well, I faced certain challenges. So my question was like, what were your set of challenges when you started? Like it could be any challenge, but a challenge which you remember till now as well.
Okay. So again, when I started, it was not about figuring out the revenue model, but 3 years down the line, in 2018, we were still not there in terms of the revenue model. We had users who were using our applications. We had a few colleges who were paying to us, but again, we were not there in terms of the right revenue model. And revenue model was something, again, when you are bootstrapping, or when you have just raised a friends and family round, it takes a lot, in terms of taking a risk of not having a business model and continuing the whole thing for 3 years. So the biggest challenge was to figure out the right revenue model. At the same time, product market fit was something which takes a lot of time to achieve, and I think we achieved that in like late 2019. So it took about 4 years for us to reach product market fit. And in terms of uh, challenge, or let's say in terms of challenge at personal life, convincing your parents that you won't be sitting for campus placements in your 4th year, and you would be opting out of placements and starting a startup which you don't know how it would perform, or which you don't know how it would make money, is the toughest part. So if you can sell it to your parents, I think you can sell it to anyone. And that applies to, I think, everything which I have done till now.
Yeah, because I agree with you because entrepreneurship is all about like leaving things and just working towards that one idea which can make an impact. Okay, and convincing the parents is a big task. Okay, so nobody want their like child to go into somewhere wherein he had to face struggles. Okay, and in building startups there are a lot of struggle which is faced in the initial years, but once it goes into the establishment phase wherein you are seed funded, so that time after that the journey which you can, it's up to you to take your startup to success, and that's what you did. Like so about the funding thing also, I had a question in my mind is like when to go in for funding rounds, like what is the right time to go in for funding?
Uh, Again, that primarily depends on what kind of a company you are trying to make. So it, again, not every company is fundable, or not every company is a VC fundable company. For VCs, what matters a lot is like how soon you can raise another round. and whenever you're raising another round, that is when the VCs make money. So not every idea or not every company is VC fundable, and the better you understand this, or the sooner you understand this, it would be a lot better for you, because I have seen most of my batchmates or my juniors spending a lot of time in pitching it to VCs when uh, when when you can easily identify that this is not something a VC would invest, because for a VC to invest, it should be at least a $1 million market. And primarily, if you talk about EdTech, whenever you grab a niche, you won't find a $1 billion market. So unless and until you don't have a product market fit for a $1 billion market, it is very difficult for you to raise a VC round, be it an institutional round, uh, or a VC now. It is very essential that you raise 3 or 4 rounds for VCs to make money. And again, yeah, this is the most critical part. If you understand what kind of startups a VC would fund, or what kind of startups a bank would fund, that the moment you understand this, your life would become a lot easier.
So what is a VC?
Okay, VC is venture
Capital.
venture capital, right?
Yeah.
So to put things into perspective, venture capital basically raises funds from another set of companies, or let's say their LPs. So these are fund managers. They have raised funds from somewhere else, and they are managing this fund so that they can give returns to their LPs, which is better than the market. And the whole philosophy of VCs are to invest in 100 startups, and out of those 100 startups, one startup will give you returns which are greater than rest 99. And that is how VCs operate. And for VCs, it is not your revenue which gives them returns, but it is the multiple of equity which actually pays their whole fund size back. And if you want to if you want to raise a fund from VC, then you have to understand that you should operate in a large market wherein you will raise 3 or 4 rounds, and the first VC will make money when you raise your third round, and the third round VC will give exit to the first round VC. So this is how the whole VC or the investment ecosystem works.
Okay, that's great. So the last question I have is before we go. Okay, I guess there are no questions because you have explained it so well. So the last question I have is like, how did you get the name idea of Pariksha? Like, it was just a normal name relation with studies, or like there was something behind the name which is kind of a unique. Okay, so what it is?
Again, since we were dealing with exams, and pariksha is something which clicks on the word go. So as soon as you hear pariksha, you would understand that this company is doing something related to exams, and that is how the name came up.
That's great. So that's it, I guess. There are no questions. So thank you all for joining, and thank you so much, Utkarsh. Special thanks to you for coming in on our platform and sharing your valuable knowledge with our audience. And it was just a pleasure to have you, not even the audience, but I also learned a lot of new things. And it was an amazing thing to talk to you. To a person like you who is running such a good company, good tech company. And what I want to say is, like, I want to wish you best of luck for all your future endeavors and with your journey with Pariksha. May, like, right now you are like impacting 1 million users. Let it be 1 billion users in the next year. And I want to congratulate you also for the funding success you got. And thank you so much once again for doing this thing for us.
Thanks, Omkar. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Yeah. So that's it. That is, thank you all for joining day one of like our Entre-Summit and giving you an update about day two. It's going to be taken by Kumaresh Bhatt, who is kind of the founder of You Are Popular. So what he is doing is he's right now in the marketing and advertising like startup phase. So you can join us tomorrow in this session with Kumaresh. And also, I want to thank all our partners. So these are our partners, our event partners who are there. I want to thank each and every one of them: Skillship Foundation, Zipso Minds, like Give My Certificate, Not for Tech, Code Flow, Dev Insaf, Data Decode, and Startup Grind. So I want to thank each and every one of you for like partnering with us for this event. And yeah, so that's all about it. And just an update about the Decode. So sorry guys, I went off. So just give me a sec. I'll give the link to her boot camp. So maybe you can check it out. And let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed today's session. If you loved it, if you gained knowledge, if you if you enjoyed the entire session, do attend tomorrow as well. And also like don't forget to keep learning, keep growing, and keep inspiring. And thank you all for the support you guys have been giving. So the thing is tomorrow's session is also going to be very much interesting because it's going to be like hosting like starting your own startup in the marketing and advertising like space, which is kind of trending in today's day and age. So maybe you can come in and you can attend tomorrow's session as well. So I already told you about the speaker, so who it is going to be. So just come in tomorrow and attend and learn from such amazing people in the industry like who are running their startups in these specific industries. So thank you all for joining, and bye bye.